Between the two of us, there is very little policy that we actually disagree on. I address lots of Conservative associations, and Conservative members are where we are. Don't we have to try and bring our two parties together? Otherwise, we end up with another Labour government.
Well, let me first of all say, Jacob, if I'd sat here a year ago and say we'd be polling 25%, people would have thought I was coming from a different planet. So I actually think this is the beginning of a really seismic change in British politics. I think this is a once-in-a-100-year event. So you can say that there should be some form of alliance of the right, but really, is the Tory party a Tory party? That's the question I think you've got to ask yourself. And having had an 80-seat majority, which we largely gave you, or like Nigel gave you by standing down in all the Tory seats, I would argue you wasted your opportunity to show that you're Conservatives. So what I think people have got bored of is the unit party, the sort of Cameronite One Nation Tories and the hollowed-out Blairite Labour Party, who have failed the British electorate. They have failed to hold the civil service to account. They failed the country, and I think people now want some common sense. Now we may be called far-right, but we're not far-right. We're just a common-sense group of real people who've done real things.
You're clearly not far-right, and I think this country is extremely lucky in having a party of the right that is within the bounds of normal political discourse. You are not like some of the far-right parties that have arisen in other parts of the world. I agree with you that the uniparty is a thoroughly bad idea. There has been too much consensus. That consensus is breaking down. Almost nobody now in the Conservative Party, except a marginal fringe, is in favour of continuing the net zero zealotry.
Well, we're very clear on that. But in answer to your question about, of course, we don't want to see Labour perpetuate further damage. It's already damaging Britain hugely in a short period of time it's been in power, the 6 months it's been in power. But I'm sorry to say that I can't see how reform, other than reform uniting the right, and there is a degree of Tory arrogance that suggests that you're still going to win more seats than us in the next election, which I think is unlikely. We've obviously got a big job to do, get our policy and our structure right, and to select the right candidates and actually bring some common sense to it. But I can't see, unless you remove most of Tory party central office and you get rid of your Lib Dem MPs, which is a very big percentage of the party, I can't see you uniting the right, whereas I can see reform uniting the right. So I think what we've got to do, in answer to your question, is we keep paddling our own canoes in whatever direction we go, and we get towards the election, and then we decide who is the unifier.